Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today helping someone with a water heater. It's a gas water heater, and as you can see there's a bunch of water collected on top of it, and it's been running down, and they've used some towels to try to collect it. At first they thought the water was coming down out of this exhaust pipe, but as I got looking here, and hopefully you can see this, they have a leak in this little water line here that is spraying all over the top of it, and they don't have hot water right now, and I'm guessing what happened was all that water collected and somehow put out the pilot light on this thing or something. So we're gonna figure out what's going on with that, replace that line, get this thing back up. First thing we're gonna do is try to shut this valve, stop that leaking. I think this line runs to a refrigerator. There we go, now we don't have that spraying anymore. Alright, so this should be a pretty simple fix, just getting a new piece of line here. The holes are right there in this area, so I should just be able to unscrew that, undo this fitting here. I might have to get a new compression fitting for this end. Other than that should be a simple fix. But the question is, why is the pilot light on? Why don't they have hot water? But I'm wondering if somehow it didn't run down on the inside and get to the burner. The burner is inside here, and so we just take this plate, and there's another plate right here that comes out. Neither one has a screw in it. It's just sitting in there. And then in there is the burner and the pilot light. So I'm going to see if I can get that to relight, since I have the water shut down, the spraying issue taken care of. So to try to relight this pilot, first of all I have to, right now it's on this direction over here, which is probably like run. So I have to turn this back this way. This is pilot, and then I have to just slightly depress it, and then I can get it to off. I have to let it sit like that for 5 minutes to let all the gas clear out, so that we don't have any kind of explosion when we try to light this back up. Yeah, the more I look at that, there's a lot of moisture even on that burner, it looks like. So somehow that water must have been draining down and maybe put out that pilot. And then once the pilot light goes out, the gas is supposed to shut off, I believe. So once we let this sit for just a little bit, then we're going to try to relight it. The pilot is those little tiny, that copper colored tube. The very end of that, the tube right to the left of that, there's two small little things there. That is the pilot, and then it lights that burner. You can see all that water that's kind of collected down in there on the floor in these towels. All right, we've let this sit just a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this to pilot, and then whenever we're ready to try this, we're going to push that down and we're going to light that pilot. I smell gas, so that let a little out just doing that, so that's a good sign. We'll wait a couple seconds for that to clear out. Here we go. Turn it to pilot, push that down. And we have ignition. Now we hold this button down for a little bit just to make sure that pilot gets good and going. Nope, I let it off too soon. Try again. I think it has to get that little metal piece a certain temperature before it will stay going. There we go. Now it's staying lit. So now we're ready to try to light the burner. So we're going to turn this to run or on, and then we have to adjust our temperature so it calls for the burner to light. So as we rotate this right there, I heard it light. So now it's lit. I'm gonna turn the temperature back to, I think, where it was set, which is right where that little triangle was. That must be the optimum temperature like they recommend. And there we go. Back in business. extra slack in this line. Get some new line from the hardware store. All right, so I got extra tubing because I want to make sure I have enough slack in that line. I don't want it so close. And they sold these little compression fittings in packs of 5, so that cost me $1 something. So on the one end, we're going to put a compression fitting. We're going to take our nut off of the old piece here. It had a nylon compression fitting on the end of that. So I'm going to slide the nut on. And then the compression fitting. And I'm sliding it on so the angle, this compression fitting has like an angle, a big angle, a long angle. That's going to go towards the fitting. So the short angle is going to go towards the nut here. Now just push it in here, shove the line in, and screw my nut back on. Snug it up good. Okay, then on this end, I'm just gonna shove it's like a shark bite type fitting, shove it in, and then when you pull it, it won't come back out. And then hook it onto the line, the other end. Alright, so now it's got some slack in it, so now it won't be pulling as hard as it was. Let's turn this back on and see if we have any luck. There's our water going through. I'm going to snug this little nut up a little bit on this fitting, this valve, so it doesn't leak by chance. Now we're just going to wipe this mess up a little bit, and then that's going to wrap this job up. They should be back in business. Hope you got something out of this today. Until next time, good luck with all your projects.